is Raimo Nikkanen, and I'm an industrial designer. And I'm calling me a heavy-duty designer because I have done hospital equipments, furnitures for schools, airplanes, seatings and buses, and systems of furniture for industry, assembling industry, and all this heavy-duty electronics for Nokia and the other companies. I was the person who was establishing it. So our rector, Yrjö Sotama, and we kind of saw that how to develop our own institution, the education, research, and etc. It would be very wise to get connected with European other institutions. And EU countries, they had this kind of Erasmus program, which meant that the students had a possibility to study in another country, another institution, and get fully all the credits back to the home institution as a part of their curriculum. So, and it was in 1992, there was so-called ETA agreement, ETA, which meant that non-European Commission, EC countries could also join. And we were not the part of the European Union at the time. So and they had a funny rules there. They had decided that this kind of ETA agreement, European countries can fully participate to the Erasmus program if there is a network with 2 ETA ones and at least 3 European Union memberships. So we started to gather together schools, and especially the ones we knew through industrial design and through the professors there. And we finally got a group of 6 schools. And the schools we kind of approached, and we wanted to start in let's say, a high position. So we approached Royal College first. And then we had the Essen, that was a very German school. Then we had Denmark Design School in Denmark, where they were very good in furniture design. Then we had Rietveld Academy in Amsterdam, and Rietveld is more artistic approach and conceptual thing. And then we were there, and then we had the other non-European, it was Vienna. And there was the Professor Ernst Beranek, whom we knew, and we persuaded them to become partners. So I paid 2 visits to London to persuade the rector, Jocelyn Stevens at the time, to join us, to understand the meaning, why we want to do it, and also that we are willing in Helsinki, and I especially, to be the coordinator, if only they agree, and we had a task force to do it. And so we shake the hands, and the papers were sent in, and 1992, we got the first money. We had 6 schools, we knew 6 professors, we had 50,000 ecus. It was before euro, the currency was kind of imaginary ecus. And with that money, we started to think about how to organize the whole thing. How many students, where, when, how to accommodate, how to travel costs, and so and so. And the first meetings, it was just trying to learn each other. I mean, the professors, to understand their institutions, because from the very beginning, we organized the meetings always in different design institutions. Always we were rotating. So we got to learn the institutions. We saw the students, we saw the situations, we saw the workshops. And so finally, we kind of started to understand each other. Yeah. Great. If I go a bit back to the history still, in the sense that when we started to work together, the first thing was really to organize the exchange of students. Secondly, we wanted also to exchange some staff, technicians and computer people, so to help the connections. And it took some years, and then the European Union, they changed a kind of the way to deliver the money and help for the universities. The Erasmus meant that there was an organization and somebody was in charge. And I was in charge even of the bookkeeping of the money in the beginning. But then it became Socrates 96, which meant that the money that was delivered to the universities, it didn't go through this kind of networks, but it went straight to the university. And what happened? We had learned to know each other. We had a nice group of educators who wanted to continue, but there was no necessity. It was not necessary anymore because the system had kind of changed. At that time, our rector then kind of thought that maybe we should think about something deeper and establish an association, independent association, nothing to do anymore, or nothing, but I mean, not that tightly with European Union, but an international association. Somehow the organization works very nicely in a sense of having the board, which I was. I was the coordinator for 10 first years. Then I was 9 years sitting in the board, periods of 3 years. So I had this kind of a span that has shown that how the things have grown and how the trust has kind of grown to each other also. But then it was one issue that I was a bit concerned, and it was that how to involve the enormous number of students, how to get them more involved, not only through competitions and so on. And then I think we have now these ambassadors of the students already. And that was one of the starts, so that we give money for the students to travel to odd places and far places and interesting places. So how we can involve the future the enormous number of very talented students to take over